Alrighty, we're here at Blue Clay Mountain Bike Park, Wilmington, North Carolina. We're going to do a full lap, so maybe a 30-something minute video, but I'm going to show the whole trail. And starting out at 0 miles, and give you a tour of the joint. Uh-oh, what have I done? So here we go. So I've got a lot of history with this joint. Back in the early 2000s, dedicated small crew of us started building this joint. And it took a while to get it, that's for sure. It was a lot of red tape we had to go through. I tried to avoid dealing with the county because I just don't deal with people like that very well. I dedicated my time to building trails here, so first ones to cut trails out here. Originally, a lot of dirt bikers would come out here and ride, and when we started, we had a few run-ins with dirt bikers, but it was no big deal. They got a little upset, but it took a while. But now this is a designated New Hanover County mountain bike trail. Unfortunately, can't build a bunch of cool features here due to some past issues with some renegade building going on. So it is what it is now. But stoked to have this place. Oh yeah, ground feels good. It started out with this friend of mine, Errol, and a buddy of mine, Steve, who got me into mountain biking. I rode a lot of BMX as a kid, never really got into mountain biking. But Steve turned me on to it. And at the time, they were the closest place to ride was up in Raleigh area. So we really had to dedicate a day just to go ride. Oh, somebody removed a tree there. Huh. But that's why we wanted something local, so we worked our rear ends off to get this place. I spent countless hours out here cutting trail. We got a guy, Lance, now. He's taking over maintenance. Sorba has done an amazing job keeping up with the place. Because of all the BS with the county, I just was stepped away from it. It was just too much of a pain working with them. But that was then. It's a different story now. A friend of ours, Greg Brinson, took this place over. He was helping back in the early days. He's the mastermind behind Browns Creek in Elizabethtown, North Carolina. And he's created an absolutely phenomenal trail system out there. It's definitely one of my favorites by a long shot. He is still working his rear end off out there. Spent a lot of time working out there, helping build trails, especially through the COVID era when I had a lot of time on my hands. But I haven't been out there in a while doing any trail work, unfortunately, because of well, I've been racing dirt bikes and that takes a lot of my time. But it's the way it is. I actually have a race tomorrow, so oof. So I'm gonna just do a lap out here today. Gonna loosen myself up. And give you guys a full lap ride of Blue Clay. Oh, I meant to show you back there when you come over that first bridge, or second bridge. Ooh, turtle! Come over that second bridge, there's a offshoot to the left. That's the, I call Scooby Snacks. It's a little beginner trail, flat, just kind of meanders through the pines. Sometimes I throw that in there just to add a little extra to my loop. So we pop out on the power lines, we're right at 1.39 miles as far as the wheel sensor. Strava doesn't quite track the miles out here like a wheel sensor because of all the twists and turns. GPS can't really keep up with it, so you can lose about, we'll see at the end. I'll check the both because I'm running Strava on my watch and I'm running the wheel sensor. That first section back in the day was always underwater because this place was pretty swampy until they started building up around here with all the homes and everything. They started draining the land off. So that first section, probably I don't know, a little less of a third of a mile, was all elevated wood platform. Okay, if you go straight across that bridge, it's just like the outer loop. This is the inner loop we just started. You don't want to miss it. It's a good part of the trail. This part is. You miss about, say about a mile if you cut straight through, but you can do a totally low or a flat lap, if you will. It just circles all of this and goes right back to the truck. we utilize as much as the of the ditch spoils as we can for a little extra elevation and fun stuff. A little tight right there. I like the tight stuff though. It's mountain biking. It's not a greenway. All right, coming up here, we are going to take the root loop. I cut this years ago, and look around how dense it is. I had to swing a machete for hours out here. I think I had over 60 hours of just cutting this trail originally. It's a little raw, rooty. A lot of people just bypass it, which so do I at times. There's this root section here, you just bunny hop over it. You can go around that or hop over it. So right off to the left of me is the main trail. We'll be back on that once we peel out of this and finish off the inner loop. This part of the trail isn't used a whole lot, so it's a good idea to keep your eyes open for snakes, because there is snakes out here. See one, just keep rolling. Ugh. Bumpy. And here's where we pop back out to the main trail. It started right there, and now we're right back into it. As you can see, it's a little more trodden than the rest of it. Originally, when I made this part of the trail, you see all these hills. It wasn't eroded like this. And it was just a really fun, fast, flowy, whoopty section. As you can see, you'd be able to just pretty much pump this whole trail without pedaling a whole lot. So right there is the bridge that you could have cut out the whole inside section, and it's just be a straightaway right here. So right here you can do a little nose bonk transfer if you want. Right here you can go straight and go around this little bump. This thing's fun to hit though. That was weird. My foot slid off the pedal. That doesn't normally happen to me. Right here we used to have a whole little jump line. But county didn't like it. We had to remove it. Come to the stop sign here. That goes to the actual New Hanover County Jail. Always check for cars. You don't want to ride out of here on an ambulance. So now we're entering the hillside. This is an old dump. It's got about 3 foot of cap dirt. If you dig down a little bit, you'll find all the blue clay that they dug up around here and capped it with. Hence the name blue clay. Of course, Wilmington doesn't have any hills to speak of, a little bit downtown, but we did our best with what we have here. Just zigzagged up and down this Stankonia, we used to call it. Because the mud sure is stinky if it gets on you. Little armored switchback. We did that a couple years ago and it's holding up really well. A little downhill. This back section, we used to have a free ride park. And there was a dragon's back that went down the length of this, wooden and dirt. And we had a creek gap right over there. So we're at 4.19 miles right now. Just cruising, only doing about a 9-mile-an-hour average, probably, or less. Taking it easy. Right here is the downhill run to the creek gap. Shut off the other way. It's about a 40-foot gap with a step down prior, or a drop rather. And I am so thankful for all the volunteers that spent their time out here keeping this place going. It's nice to have something 25 minutes from your house. Be nice if it's closer, but you know. Used to be trails off of Dow Road we'd ride down Carolina Beach. 15-mile loop out there. But after the 9/11 stuff, they started cracking down because it's all military land. And nobody wants the bikes confiscated, so quit riding out there. There was another trail system. It's all Renegade. That's why we did this, to make it sanctioned. But it was off of River Road. And I think we had about the same 15-16 miles out there. Rolling hills, definitely some sand, a lot of dirt bikers out there. Gotta watch this corner. It gets sifty with sand. At one point we wanted to utilize this hillside on the long stretches, make a dirt jump line, but We were told no. So in order to keep the joint, we make sure to comply. The county is building a pump track about, well, as a crow flies, it's like maybe a half-mile from here. I think it's Velo Solutions is building it in partnership with New Hanover County. The local bike club raised a bunch of money for the project, and it's underway. Not sure the exact opening date, but I think it's after the first of the year sometime. So I thought I'd draw a water. Stay hydrated, kids. So nice that the weather has finally turned. Yeah, those 90s. So we're about to drop out of the hillside. But then we'll come right back up after a minute. It's like another mile or something, and then we pop back up. Look at this, Lance has been doing a lot of work. Bunch of weed eating. The 8th bridge. They're talking about removing those and putting culverts in. Something we wanted to do originally. They said we couldn't do that. I guess the county wants it done now, so. Rumor has it that right there used to be the best berm on blue clay. There's a bunch of clay in here. That thing was about 4 feet high when I originally built it. Perfect radius, you just rip into it. They've done a bunch of work filling in holes and removing trees. Just a couple trees that were getting sketchy. So we were right up there, top of the hill, running the ditch line down. At one point I wanted to do a big jump across that whole ditch, but you know, wish in one hand, spit in the other, see which fills up first. This was a little tabletop at one point. Of course, it's eroded down. Nice thing about this trail, anybody can ride it. There's no blacks in it at all. My scale would have it all as green. But there is sections you can say that it's blue. The kiddies can ride that lower section, not have any worries whatsoever. Get on the hillside. Novices struggle just because it's a little more exertion, and roots and what have you. A little more technical. Don't clip your pedal. This used to all be just cornfields. Putting a bunch of industrial stuff in here. People are cutting the trail. Go figure. That's a big pet peeve of mine. Especially on the hillside. It creates erosion. This makes more work for the volunteers. Just because someone wants to try to straighten the trail or they don't like a feature. I always say, ride the trail the way it was built. If you don't like twists and turns and bumps and roots, there's greenways. Something for everybody. This little thing here, I like to pre-jump it, land on the transition. A little extra something, something. Five-mile marker. 6.44 on the wheel. We added the root loop. Alright, coming back up to the hillside. The armor there for erosion. This right here is my favorite downhill. I don't like that. It's a speed bump. Just messes up your flow. And this has turned into a speed bump. Thing totally sucks. I do like this. I love that part. Back to the hill again. I'm gonna skirt the edge of it. You can also just do loops on this side. Right up here to the left, right here. You can cut off that way and do another loop on the top. Used to be a big wooden berm right here on this corner, and a series of jumps once upon a time. So there you go, that's pretty much a loop of blue clay. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you feel it. I'd appreciate it. Well, looky there, looks like Lance might be out here now. Yeah, might have to go find him. All right. There's blue clay. Here's the address. Where does Lance think he's going? Where do you think you're going, Lance? Heck yeah.
Got your freaking full face helmet and camera and everything.
Well, that way I can film. That's the guy I was talking about. It's taking over now.
I'll let you get back to it.
All right, brother.
Later.
Peace. All right. There you have it, full lap of blue clay. 7.6 miles, that's including the root loop. Strava gives you 6.52. So that's the real number. That's the fake number. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'm out. If you see the volunteers out here, be sure to thank them. It's a thankless job, but somebody has to do it. Anyway, peace out. See you on the next one.